Europa League, check. UEFA Super Cup, check. The Champions League is next on the list and it starts again today. We play Paris St Germain in probably what is the group of death, now that we're pretty good at football at NK Maribor. Paris St Germain, Barcelona, us, and Legia Warsaw. We don't have to worry about them. Roll the intro. Hello, welcome to the NK Maribor Save. I am Coach Leftfoot and it's a pleasure to have you with me. We are playing Paris St Germain today, but we have lots to discuss between the Super Cup and this game. Some interesting things have happened. Alex Cardos has moaned that he wants to leave and I refuse to sell him unless I get 50 million, so he's still at the club. But there has been some more ins and there has been a few more outs, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, we'll start with the outs. There has. So, Camargo has gone on loan to Vitor Dugumades. He has an offer in his thing. They have to pay us after 15 matches 3.5 million. So we're going to be making a pretty healthy profit on him. According to they're paying more for his loan than we did to buy him to the club. It's good. He didn't really progress. He's gone. I can't remember if we covered that last time. Christian Garber has gone to Rapid Vienna for 5 million, which I was incredibly happy with. He just wasn't breaking into our team. He hasn't performed very well for them so far. Delighted with that, and you'll find out why in a minute. And then we've got a couple of more loans. So Zan Sneijder, who's a good youngster, has gone on loan to Rayo Velenko just to get some first team football. Lorber's gone on loan. Popic has gone on loan. Kolaric has gone on loan. I think Zat Popic is someone we've brought in who should also be on this list. There he is. We'll look at the ins then, because we've got our man. The man I originally wanted, he came back, his agent was like, oh yeah, we'll have a negotiation with you. So Ivan Sainz has joined the club, and I think an absolute bargain price for 6 million. An absolute bargain. He was transfer listed at Istanbul Başakşehir. I don't really know who that is meant to be, if that's their actual team, because I don't recognise them as a big team in Turkey. But yeah, we got him for 6 million after they transfer listed him, after he had been pretty good for them in the last 2 seasons he played. As you can see, he's been on fire. 5 appearances, 1 goal, 3 assists, 7.5. He is looking, I'll just go back to his stats, he's looking like he's going to be very, very good for us. Playing in that attacking midfield role, a pretty damn good signing if you ask me. Next up, we then bought Philip Thornstern for 1.3 million. Maybe overpaid a little bit, but his potential I think is worth it. Good stats in the right places. He's going to have probably a season in the B team where he's already scored 2 in 3 games and then come up to the first team next year. The same can be said about Hassan Steinvettner, who has been bought and loaned back to Rapid Vienna. So, we sold Christian Garber for £5 million. And I forgot what currency I was using then, £5 million. And we bought in Hassan Steinvettner for £2.8 million. He's younger, better, and has better potential. So go figure that one out. We've sent him back on loan to Rapid Vienna for a season. Hopefully he'll get the first team football he needs and keep banging in the goals. Come back to us next year and likely to replace someone like Paul Radford, who I don't think is going to get that much football this year. Zan Popovic was brought in from Labdov Dravpucha. Basically, my assistant manager seems to think he had unbelievable potential. So we'll see what happens with him. If not, it's just a risk, isn't it? It's a risky transfer, 500k, but 350k value. He's already gone back on loan to Labdov Pucha as part of the deal. So there's another youngster that's come in. And Kajel Hermansen has come in as Camargo's replacement, pretty much. Not brilliant. Happy to be a backup. Got a cap for Norway. Isn't going to set the world light. Won't play too many games for us. Maybe had a cash in on him at the end of the season if he gets pissed off and starts to moan, and we'll probably make profit because we only bought him for 850k and he's worth 2.3. So they're the transfers that have happened. If we have a look at the schedule, so since the Super Cup, we've beat Radomilj 4-0, Kursko 2-0, Triglav Kranje 4-0, Versej 2-1 and Ruda Velenje 2-1 as well. Alex Cardos, since not being sold, I'm trying to reintegrate him back into the fold and get in some games. Which is probably a bit of a disservice on Hamsbergovic, who started the season on absolute fire. But Alex Cardos came back against Velenje and scored 2 goals. So he still seems keen to play for the club. He just doesn't really want to be here. He's kicked up a fuss, moaned to all of his teammates. I managed to talk them round. and we're going alright. Something I wanted to do and something I've been asked to do as well in the comments, this proves that if you leave a comment, I do read it, I do respond to it, and I do try and remember what to do, is look at some of the stats of the players that we've got at the club. So, going to the goalkeeper, we're going to slowly make our way through them, through the series, and you'll get to hopefully be reignited and reintroduced or introduced to the new players and what stats they've got. So Nicholas Luciano Bacola, Coca-Cola Bacola is what we call him, in goal, key player, 25 grand a month, pushing on a bit in ages, but that's fine for a goalkeeper. Stats are looking pretty damn good. Something I was asked to do is put the polygons on, so I've done that as well. There you go. So as you can see, his polygon's pretty good. He's got the Pac-Man shape going on, which isn't bad for a goalkeeper because you generally don't want high eccentricity. But there are his stats. He's doing very well. This season he's conceded 4 in 9. Last season he only conceded 1 in every 2 games he played, which is quite frankly ridiculous. Big Mac he's coming alright. He's got a bit of a lack of speed, a bit of lack of physicals, but as a backup he's more than able and more than adequate. Still rated at 8.75 million. Didn't really play that much. He's only played 1 game this year, 17 last year, 17 conceded. But I think if you think about how we bought him in, he had like 1 year there where he was our first team keeper, and then Bacola came back and it hasn't really worked out for him, but he's still sticking around. Someone I'm really excited about, Suad Torlak, 22-year-old left back. Much more of an sort of attacking left back really if you look at these stats. Again, you can't get left backs with good left back regenerated players or new generated players with good crossing and dribbling. They're so rare. They are so rare. But I like the look of him. He looks pretty good. If he doesn't work out, cashing him in and we'll make more profit because we got him on a free. So overall, that's sort of my business model. You sort of get people cheap, and if they don't work out, you sell them for more. It's opposite to Arsene Wenger, really. Doesn't really do that, does he? He normally gets people in and then just sticks by them and sticks by them. Kieran Gibbs is a prime example. Sticks by him and then doesn't sell him and then misses the chance to sell him when he could have actually got some decent money for him. But anyway. Some other players, let's have a look at Jaka Pavlin. We bought him at a very young age, 75k. We bought him off of Cooper, and he has been an absolute stalwart at this club. Been fantastic really all the time. This will probably be the first season in a long time he struggles to get in the first team because our centre backs are unbelievable. Martin Kovac being one of them. Bought in last year, 3.6 million, is now described as a wonder kid, which is brilliant. Really happy with that. It's really hard, I think, to get wonder kid defenders, and he's going to play so much football for us that he should reach that potential really, which is really, really good. And of course, last one we'll look at today, Juan Tapia. There are his stats. Potential ability is still really high. He's not a wonder kid, he's an enthusiastic fullback. 15 million he's worth, and again, he's sort of been bedded in, but this year I think will probably be the year he gets most of his games, and we'll use Suad Torlak as the defensive cover on the left hand side. Backing up Kovac, we've got, well, a quick look at the defenders. We might as well just do all the defenders in this first bit of this. Hasby, very good, decent, again, been a bit of a stalwart of the club since he signed, what's that, 5 seasons ago. 4.6 million, we've got our money's worth for him. That's pretty obvious that has. Jaka Pavlin we've already looked at. Ricardo, 28, Bolivian, again good stats, is looking like a decent player. 8 million we bought him for. He played the majority of the games last season, looking to establish himself this season. I would probably say my starting centre backs are Kovac and Ricardo, but we'll have to see how it goes. On the right back position we have Phil Coates. We know him, we love him, he more wants to be a winger, and he has fantastic stats. He can't actually defend, but we don't worry about that really. We just don't worry about that. We bought him for 5.25 million, got 2 good seasons out of him, into the 3rd, and he looks like he's going to do pretty well. Now worth 16.25. Has a very odd, I said he can't defend. Look at that polygon. It's a straight line. It's an absolute straight line, which you don't really see that often. But yeah, and backing him up, Victor Pascual is on loan from Atletico Madrid. Again, if he has a good season, we might try and buy him. He's coming in at right back when needs be and playing pretty well. This is our Champions League team. We do have some people unavailable. I'm trying to sell Christian Sassi. Not going to get much game time. He is quite good, but he's not going to get much game time. So try and cash on him while I can. And Sanders Glembalski doesn't make our Champions League team, but he'll be in and around the team. Can play right back, can play centre back. He'll be pretty good as well. As I said, Camargo has gone out on loan with we're looking to move him on for a permanent transfer, I think. But we're not going to go through all the players today. But if you like the fact that I'm going through these players, let me know down below and I'll keep doing it. That's the easiest way to do it. Let me know if you want to keep seeing, and if there's anyone specifically you want to see or spend more time on or look at more stats, just let me know. I generally answer all the comments and do the things that are requested in them. And if I haven't done something you've requested, let me know and I'll do it. I'll definitely do it at some point. But yeah, well, and if you're enjoying the series, why not? If I'm on this chatter, leave a like. Let's get that like button smashed and show the love for NK Maribor in this series. But we will now look at the competitions. We're obviously top of the league. Played 9, won 9, goal difference of 25, which is quite frankly ludicrous. At this stage, we haven't even played 10 games, yet we have a 10-point difference at the top of the league. We won the Super Cup, we won the Super Polka Slovenia, and we're into the second round. Obviously, that's where we start, and we're playing Gorica. The board expect us to win it again. Champions League-wise, as I said, we drew Paris St Germain, Barcelona, and Legia Warsaw, who should be quite easy, beatable. It looks like we're going to be in the Europa League again. If we can nick a result against one of these two, we could knock one of the really big teams out, and we'll just have to see how we get on in that, really. Talking about the board and the club, well, he's still trying to sell and no one wants to buy it. I assume he's happy that he's going to make a massive profit now that we're one of the best clubs, well, in Europe sort of thing. I use that term loosely, one of the best clubs. We've won the Europa League, so we're technically one of the best teams in Europe. You can't argue with that fact. But yeah, it's going all right. There's not really that much to discuss in the club. We're still winning everything in Slovenia, and we're bringing through some good players. In the youth team, we have got some pretty good hot prospects. Daniel Djordjevic will be moving up to the first team probably next year to get some appearances and see if we can play him to that potential that he's got. We have Hashwin Winder, who we've already talked about, signed and then sent back to Rapid Vienna. And then, yeah, 4 people here that have got 4-star potential who we're going to try and get involved in the team at some point. And one of them being Philip Thorntonston, who we've bought. But Tomislav Lazarevic is probably one of the ones to look out for. And I think you can tell that we are improving our football because we're getting these people in with these 4- and 5-star ratings for potential, and hopefully they will develop into being some sort of superstars in the world. But anyway, I've rambled enough. Let's crack on into the game, and I'll see you at game day against Paris St Germain. So this is how we line up to play PSG. We are at home, and it is Nicolas Bacola in goal. Coates, Kovac, Ricardo and Tapia make up the back 4. Lovric comes in alongside Ajazi in the midfield roles. Castagnoli plays against his former club. Can he get the goal that we want him to get for us? Sainz starts in midfield. He is our playmaker. He is our probably extraordinary player other than the strikers. Aitama keeps his place on the left. Hamsbergovic comes in up front because Alex Cardos is sulky, and I will start him in the league, but I won't start him against these big teams. PSG line up like this, 4-2-3-1, and they've got some big names. They've beaten us quite a lot of times in the past, so it's about time we got some revenge. On our bench, we have Big Mac, Pascal, Torlak, Hasby, Cespedes, Cleld and Cardos. And the game gets underway, and it's PSG that kick us off, and we are going to stick with key highlights for this game purely because I've done quite a bit of talking in the intro and I don't want us to get bogged down in a massively long episode. But if it looks like it's going too quickly, at half time we'll put it onto extended, as Hamsbergovic was nearly in straight away, and it's been a bit of a frantic start with both teams having a chance to get a goal. And it's now a PSG free kick into Hertz. Hertz to the edge of the box, gets into the area, cuts it back across, and Diaz heads it wide, back to Hertz. Bacola can't keep it out, and Ariza has a goal. And it's 1-0 PSG, and that goal was odd. So it came back across. Diaz nearly messed up his header, but it was put back across. Ariza got there. Bacola got a hand to it off the bar, and it just sort of creeped over the line. Quite a disappointing goal to actually concede. And Legia Warsaw are beating Barcelona 1-0. That is not how I expected the group to look after 10 minutes of football. That is quite worrisome, to be honest. Aitama with a corner, and it goes. Kovac looking to get there, but Guilami makes a easy catch, but he's just hoofed that away. Coates brings it down. First time ball forward, it's intercepted, but it's come back to him. Coates infield to Lovric. Lovric to Sainz. Sainz to Castagnoli. Infield to Hamsbergovic. He's tackled. Lovric picks it up, looking for Tapia. Couldn't find him. And again, it's just hoofed clear by PSG. They're not looking confident playing it out the back as Kovac looks for Aitama, but Costa heads it away. Hertz picks it up, and this is where PSG will hurt us. Machado, we know he's very good when we've previously played him. He's got round 2, shoots. Bacola sticks out a hand and makes a good save. Sandoval shoots, Bacola makes another save, and it is all PSG at the moment. And I think we're going to have a change of tactics to see if we can just dominate the ball a little bit more. And we all know I have a tactic which allows us to dominate possession. So for the last 15 minutes of the first half, let's switch to this. A Jay-Z can sit in there, Sainz can play up there, everyone else is in positions that they like to play. So let's see if we can get something out of this game. Adiza shoots, he's hit the bar. Whoa, bloody hell. PSG are quite good. Diaz, back to Acosta. Acosta is looking for some movement but not getting very much, but he's giving it back to Diaz, out to Adiza. Adiza cuts inside, back to Delaney, Burgo, lots of space for Garnier. Garnier, ball across, it's 2-0, Machado puts it in, and this is not the start we wanted to our Champions League campaign of this season, as Barcelona have drawn level, which is, I guess, a bit more like normality. I expect them to take the lead soon, as Garnier pinged this one across. Machado was there, finged it. I keep saying finged on these videos. He placed it into the bottom corner, and we are not playing very well at all, and this isn't very good. I don't really know what to do. First thing we'll do is get Pedersen to take the team talk, and he's got some of them fired up. Do we go to that and put 2 people up front? Let's get them up front together, because we know they can do it, and we know Carlos has got goals in him, so let's just go for it. Castagnoli is going to, although he's been playing quite well, how's Coates been doing? Coates has had a poor game, so Castagnoli is going to go to right wing back, and Coates is going to come off and be replaced by Hasby. Hasby will go over to where Ricardo is, I think, or is it? Which is the best way around to do that? That way around, that's the one. We're not having very good performances all over the pitch, really, but we've got some more people in the defence, so let's crack on and hope that that shores us up a bit, and the 2 people up front can get involved in the game and make some chances, as Hers cuts in, and that's a fantastic time to end the highlight. Thank you again, Football Manager, for doing that, as Juan Tapia is having a very poor game at left wing back at the moment. Garnier into Diaz, Burgo tackled well by Jay-Z, long ball forward to nobody, but Lovric will pick that up. Hamsbergovic, good ball to Cardos. Cardos is through, he shoots, it's saved by the goalkeeper, and he's really got to be scoring that. I don't care if he's depressed or not, he really should be scoring that goal right there. And with half an hour to go, I think I'm going to have to make my final sub, and who am I going to bring on? That's a question. That's a thinker, isn't it? That's a thinker. Suad Torlak's going to come on at left wing back to replace Tapia. Let's see if we can get some fresh legs up and down that wing and create some chances, because we haven't done too much at the moment. We've only had 6 shots and only 2 of them have been on target. So Ariza puts across and it's blocked. Sandoval picks it up back to Ariza. Diaz is there. Gotias shoots. It's pinball. Bacola makes a really good save and puts it out for a corner. And it's still Barcelona 1, Legia Warsaw 1, which is odd. I thought Barcelona were, maybe they're not good anymore. Maybe they're not good in like 2029 or whatever season we're in. It's just very strange. I thought they'd be smashing Legia Warsaw. Anyway, focusing back on our game. There's about 15 minutes to go. Let's just see what we can do here. Let's look to work the ball into the box, not have our shots on range. We'll mix up the passing a little bit. Let's lower the tempo, not rush it too much. And we'll leave it there for now. Just mix it up those little bits. Can we get a goal? Doesn't look like we're going to, as we're down into the last couple of minutes. I mean, the second half has been 0-0, but overall, it's not been the best of performances. Doliani's got it there, and it's 2-0 to PSG. Not how we wanted to start the competition, and I'm going to aggressively tell them I'm far from pleased. We should be showing that we're better than that. Not a very good way. I mean, they have absolutely dominated us. Maybe I was a bit complacent going in after what happened in the Europa League final, but that is a disappointing way to start our Champions League campaign, and not how I wanted to end this episode. I thought it would be better than that, but we will be back for the game away in Spain to Barcelona. That will be the next game, and I look forward to seeing you all there, and I hope you will join me with me. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like. As I said, if you want to see something in this game, let me know in the comments. And if you want me to do an episode on something special, like wrapping up what Football Manager looks like in 2030, let me know, and I'll give it a go to try and do it. But thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll chat to you in a bit. Cheers.